Here is what you think happens when you feel afraid. You encounter something threatening, a dark alley, a tense confrontation, a moment before a public speech. Your mind registers danger. That mental assessment produces the emotional experience of fear. And that fear then triggers your body's response: the racing heart, the shallow breathing, the trembling hands, the urge to flee. Mind first, feeling second, body third. This sequence seems so obvious it barely requires stating. William James said it is completely wrong. In 1884, James published What is an Emotion? A paper that remains one of the most provocative in the history of psychology. His claim: the common sense order of events is exactly reversed. You encounter the dark alley, your body responds first, heart accelerating, muscles tensing, breathing shallowing, and the emotional experience of fear is your mind's perception of those bodily changes. You don't run because you're afraid. You're afraid because you run. You don't cry because you're sad. You're sad because you cry. The body leads. The feeling follows. This is the James-Lange theory of emotion, named for James and the Danish physiologist Carl Lange, who arrived at similar conclusions independently at roughly the same time. And while its exact formulation has been revised and refined over the past 140 years, its central insight has proven astonishingly durable. The immediate objection is intuitive. Surely I feel afraid and then my body responds? James anticipated this and had a sharp answer. The experience of feeling afraid is not a simple mental state that exists apart from the body. It is a complex perception, a perception of a specific bodily configuration. The racing heart, the dry mouth, the tight chest, the hyperalert sensing. Remove all of those from your experience of fear and what is left? James argued, nothing. Or rather, a cold intellectual recognition that something dangerous is present, but not the feeling of fear. The feeling is the body. To make this vivid, James offered a thought experiment. Imagine joy stripped of all bodily sensations. No warmth in the chest, no relaxation in the muscles, no brightness in the eyes, no energy in the limbs. Imagine grief without the heaviness, the tightness, the tears. Imagine anger without the heat, the tension, the quickening pulse. What remains is an abstraction, not an emotion. Emotions are not mental events that cause physical events. They are physical events that the mind reads as feelings. The therapeutic implications of this reversal are enormous, and modern somatic therapies have built entire treatment approaches on exactly this insight. If emotions are bodily first, then you can change feelings by changing the body, not by changing thoughts directly, but by working with the physical substrate that feelings consist of. This is why techniques like deep, slow breathing genuinely reduce anxiety, not primarily by calming the mind, but by changing the bodily state that the anxious feeling consists of. When the heart rate slows and the breathing deepens, the felt experience of anxiety literally has less of a substrate to consist of. The research of social psychologist Amy Cuddy on power posing is a direct application of James's theory, the controversial but intuitively compelling finding that adopting expansive body postures produces feelings of confidence and power. Whether the specific hormonal effects Cuddy proposed fully hold up is debated, but the core Jamesian principle, that the body participates in and shapes emotional experience, not merely reflects it, is solidly established. Forcing a smile produces slightly more positive effect. Adopting a slumped posture deepens negative mood. The body is not a passive expression of the mind. It is a participant in the mind. Embodied cognition, now a major field of cognitive science, has expanded James's insight into a general theory of mind. Thinking itself, in this view, is not a purely abstract activity that happens in the brain and then uses the body as a display screen. Thinking is partly bodily. It is enacted in gesture, posture, movement, and sensation. The brain and the body form a single cognitive system, and understanding the mind requires understanding the whole organism in its physical context. For practical emotional health, James's theory points toward the body as the most direct access point for emotional change. When you are anxious, the most immediate intervention is not to talk yourself out of anxiety by challenging catastrophic thoughts, though that has value. It is to change the bodily state, breathe slowly and fully, relax the muscles of the face and shoulders, move the body, change posture. These interventions work faster and more directly than purely cognitive ones because they address the physical reality that the anxious feeling consists of. James overturned the intuitive picture of emotional life and gave us something more accurate and more useful. The body is not the messenger of emotion. It is, in a profound sense, where emotion lives. Subscribe to The Psychology of William James for more insights from the father of American psychology. New videos every week.